Ryan here from Altitude Advisory, and I've prepared an update for you today just to run through the eligibility requirements for the JobKeeper wage subsidy. Now, this is a follow-on from last week's video, which was prepared by Kathy Faulkner. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that one, I suggest that you have a look at that one as well. That just runs through the step-by-step process of preparing the application. So onto the presentation. Now, as you may already know, the online enrolments for JobKeeper are now open, and these can be accessed on the business portal. And there are a range of criteria which must be met by both employers and employees to be eligible to receive the payments. And this eligibility is self-assessed, so it's really important to know exactly what the requirements are, just to make sure that you're not claiming any payments that you might not have been entitled to. So starting with employees, and you'll be classed as an eligible employee if you are currently employed by an eligible employer. And this includes if you had been stood down and then rehired as a result of coronavirus. Also, in your role for the eligible employer, you need to have been working on a permanent full-time or part-time basis as at the 1st of March. If you were a casual employee, then you need to have been working for the employer for at least 12 months. You also need to be aged over 16. You need to be classed as an Australian resident with the tax office, and you need to have not been receiving any payments in relation to government parental leave, dad and partner pay, or workers' compensation. Now onto the employers, and you'll be classed as an eligible employer if you were carrying on a business on the 1st of March 2020. You need to have been employing at least one eligible employee on the 1st of March. And for your eligible employees, you need to still have them employed by your business, and you need to still be paying them at least $1,500 a fortnight. Finally, you need to meet one of the fall in turnover tests. Now, there will be some situations where the business owners will not be on the payroll and you won't have any employees. So you might be running a company, trust, partnership, or sole trader business where you're not actually drawing a wage. In these cases, the businesses can nominate up to one eligible business participant to receive the payments. So onto the fall in turnover tests, and these will be met if your business has faced a 30% fall in turnover for a comparable period. Now, this turnover is calculated based on your GST turnover, so it just includes the GST inclusive items which you report on your BAS. Now, if you lodge your BAS on an accrual basis, you'll need to run the turnover test on an accrual basis. But if you lodge your BAS on a cash basis, you can choose the cash basis or the accrual basis. Now, the test only needs to be met once, so you might meet the test for March or April and be eligible to receive the payment straight away. And then if your business turnover actually increases or stays the same through the following months, then that doesn't matter. You're still eligible to receive the payments for the full length of the scheme. Now, there's two ways of testing. There's the basic test and then there's the alternative test. So the basic test allows you to compare your actual or projected monthly or quarterly turnover to the same period in the previous year. And this is regardless of how often you report for GST. You can select months and quarters, even though you might report for your GST on a different basis. Now, the turnover months that can be used are any month from March 2020 to September 2020. And the quarters which can be used are the April to June quarter and the July to September quarters. Now, to qualify for the payments from the start of the scheme on the 31st of March, the months used can be either the March 2020 or April 2020 months, or you can also use the April to June quarter. If you were to qualify in a later month, then this will only grant you eligibility for payments falling within your selected turnover test period. So, for example, if you pass the turnover test for the month of June, then you won't be eligible to receive the payments for the months of April and May. Now onto the alternative tests, which can be applied if your relevant comparison period isn't reflective of how your business is now. So examples of this will be if you are new to business and you start your business within the 12 months. You also might have acquired or disposed of part of your business or undertaken a restructure, which will cause the figures from a year ago to not really be relevant for the turnover test. You might also have undergone substantial growth in the last 3, 6, or 12 months. Also, your business might be affected by a drought or some other natural disaster, such as a bushfire, during the relevant comparison period a year ago. Another situation will be if your business has a large irregular variance in your turnover for the quarters ending in the 12 months before the applicable turnover test period. And this excludes businesses that have cyclical or regular seasonal variance in their turnovers ordinarily. Finally, you might run a sole trader or a small partnership business where yourself or your business partner might have fallen sick, been injured, or been taking leave during the relevant comparison period of a year ago. And this would cause the turnover to be significantly affected and not truly reflect how the business operates. If any of these alternative tests apply to you, please contact us and we'll run through the reporting requirements for that. Thanks to everyone for watching, and if you have any questions about JobKeeper or any of the other government stimulus options, then please contact us at our office. Thanks.